Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Uh, I'd like to know your name first.
Okay, my name is Ibeh Agbanyim.
What institution do you come from, and what is the title of your presentation?
My institution is called Grand Kenya University.
Okay.
What was the next one?
The title.
I'm sorry. The title of my presentation was The Power of Perception and How Perception Determines the Next Course of Action.
It's very psychological, very interesting. I would like to talk about your experiences here today, because it's important to us what you thought of the event, what you thought of the concept behind the conference. It's international conference on interdisciplinary researchers. It's very diverse. What you thought of the different types of presentations, the different type of people you met today. Generally, what did you think of today?
I think this is one in a million. The idea of bringing researchers and practitioners under one roof was quite amazing. My background is in psychology, and I've learned a lot all day. And the interesting thing about it is you have people from all walks of life. I met somebody from Venezuela, from Colombia, from UK. And I think it's different from all the conferences. I belong to 8 different associations, and this is quite unique.
Was there any presentation that specifically spoke out to you that you were really into towards the work?
Yeah, since my background is in psychology, one of the sessions I attended was actually a social psychologist. And she presented on a topic that is so dear to me, which is bullying in the workplace. And she was very detailed and very knowledgeable in the field. So that really struck a chord on me. And I will take whatever I've learned back to Arizona and then share with my peers.
How would you say the participants of today and also the surrounding society would benefit from a conference like this?
That's a very good question. I think if we can duplicate more of these kind of conferences all across the globe, we can actually connect people on that level. What I mean by that is, from a psychological standpoint, I presented for example, perception from a psychological standpoint, and other people presented different topics from their own area of training. So when you bring everybody under one roof, different disciplines under one roof, it makes each and every one of us well-rounded. Because for doctors, for example, your PhD is specialized in one area, and that's the area that you are good at. It will be a good thing to specialize or to have knowledge on other areas as well. That way, collectively, we will be a well-rounded society and a well-rounded globe. And again, if there's anything we can do to make this conference, more often, I think that will be a contribution to humanity.
Speaking of contributing to this conference, do you have any comments or suggestions towards the organizing team? Something you really appreciated about today's organization that you'd hope to see next time too, but also something you'd like to have seen done differently, something you'd consider an improvement for the next conference?
Yeah, I think the volunteers and the organizers, they were very pleasant. Pleasant in the sense that the moment I walked in here, I felt like I'm at home. Coming originally from Africa, and to see this many cultural diversities was quite impressive. So in that aspect, the volunteers and the organizers, they did an excellent job. Area of improvement. I've attended several conferences all over the world. One area that I would encourage is time management, because time management in a sense brings the best out of everybody, because it condenses your your mental training to do more in a specified period of time. So in that aspect, time management is one area that I would highly recommend that we stick to it.
Thank you. We're very, very appreciative of that. Is there any last thing you'd like to say before we part?
I would not like to part, but since I have to, I think one thing that I will say to all of us, which I presented this evening, that although I have given you the improvement part of it, and also what I like about it, but one thing is certain. Toni Morrison said that failure is data, which means whatever area that we need improvement, is also an information that we need to grow on. So depending on how you see failure is also a viable information. So I'm leaving this message to everybody, no matter what area you find yourself, make the best out of that very area, and you'll be recognized as a human being, and you'll be counted as a human being. That's the most important part of being a human being.
That was beautiful. It was a pleasure. We'd like to thank you for your time, your participation, and we hope to see you at the next conference.
I will. Thank you.